You know, folks, people in general are really beginning to make me cringe. Humanity has hope, but a decent-sized portion of the population constantly acts like petulant children every time they don't get their way. And we all act like that from time to time. It's human nature. But when you act like someone stole your favorite toy every single time something doesn't go your way, you might as well stay home in your mom's basement and watch Disney's grooming cartoons. My point to all this is that yet another comedian was attacked while performing on stage Tuesday night, and the attacker got messed up by security. And hear me out here, but honestly, I think that's a good thing. Hey everybody, your resident man in black is back for another edition of the best kept secret in the conservative movement, things that need to be said. For MRC-TV, I'm Nick Kangadis. Really quick, I'd love it if all of you could head on over to Rumble and subscribe to our channel there. And no matter where you watch our videos, please share, like, and don't be afraid to leave a comment. I love to read what you guys have to say, and I couldn't do what I do without all of you. So now, on with the show. Let me preface everything I'm about to say by telling all of you that I am a die-hard stand-up comedy fan. I'm talking old school, from Don Rickles to Lenny Bruce to George Carlin, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Jerry Seinfeld, Norm Macdonald, Steve Byrne, and Chris Porter, just to name a few of my favorites. But perhaps one of the comedians on my Mount Rushmore of comedy, Dave Chappelle, was attacked Tuesday night while performing at the Hollywood Bowl in LA.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for hip-hop history.
Now, there's no motive as of yet for why the young man who carried out the attack did so, but there are pictures of the aftermath, and I can just say, arms aren't supposed to bend that way. And I'm glad that Chappelle was one of the ones that got to mollywhoop that loser. Now, I know, violence isn't the answer. I'm not someone who calls for violence against anyone for disagreeing with someone's beliefs. But I do believe in self-defense and taking someone out who is clear about wanting to take you out. This is now twice in the last however many weeks that a high-profile comedian has been attacked on a high-profile stage. And I'm just gonna say this now, it has to stop. If that means someone has to take a knuckle sandwich in their mush to understand that their violent actions aren't allowed, then so be it. Really, I blame Jada Pinkett Smith and her wife, Will Smith, for beginning the trend of violence towards comedians.
Uh-oh, Richard! Oh, wow!
If Will didn't let Jada keep his manhood in her purse, we probably wouldn't even be talking about this.
Now, which one of you handsome men is Big Willie?
But at least Chris Rock kept a little levity about it, and he performed after Chappelle and got a Will Smith joke in, comparing what happened to him to what just happened to Chappelle.
Was that Will Smith?
Now, if you can't take a joke directed your way, then you shouldn't tell jokes directed at anyone else. And if you can't tell jokes in front of the people you're joking about, then you shouldn't be telling jokes. Period. I think the problem is what passes as comedy these days. Just look at late night talk show hosts who are really just puppets for the establishment media networks who in turn do the bidding of corrupt politicians. The media and who they consider comedians are also the problem. Think about it. And before I show you this little montage, just tuck away your political beliefs for a second and truly determine the level of comedy you're about to see. This is what passes as comedy in the last few years.
Recent data suggests that if you had a vaccine and a booster, you should be pretty well protected. So if that's you, I'd like to officially say, unclench.
You see the problem? You know why you don't see any violence directed or carried out against these so-called comedians? Well, A, fewer people are watching, and B, because their comedy is so politically correct and sanitized, it's guaranteed to make you turn it off instead of offend you to the point that you just want to rage on someone. This is where our society is at. Now, I do see a turning in the cultural realm recently, and no matter what you think of Elon Musk, he has it right. Nothing will change as long as the people who currently run things, networks, newsrooms, talent recruiters, etc., stay in charge of media and entertainment outlets. You're guaranteed not to be entertained by the clowns that are paid to entertain you. Now, they only deal in cringe.
Imagine no possessions.
I wonder if you can.
No need for greed and hunger.
Brotherhood of man.
They say politics is downstream from culture, and that used to be true to an extent. But when the politicians, the media outlets they run, and the entertainers they own are in charge of the narratives, a meaningful correction will never happen. As for Chappelle, Chris Rock, and other comedians who routinely offend people, keep doing it. If you're offending people, you're doing your job, especially since offensive comedy is one of the last true acts of unbridled free speech. And on that note, let me just close out with something I said yesterday that some may find funny and others will find offensive. Now, just to keep this as clear as possible, based on the last couple of weeks, we can now confidently say that Democrats and the rest of the far left both want to groom other people's children and kill their own. So, what do all of you think? Were these things that needed to be said about what almost looks like a dying art? Let me know in the comments, where I do read most and reply to some. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel on Rumble. If you like this video, don't forget to share, comment, and give it a thumbs up. Those are the best ways to help these videos reach more people, and it's the best way to let us know you want us to keep these videos coming. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that YouTube might actually let you know when MRC-TV comes out with a new video if they haven't censored it or taken it down yet. Like us on Facebook and check out more of our work at MRCTV.org. For MRC-TV, I'm Nick Kangadis.